And now, the Big D and Bubba Weekly Podcast.
Big D and Bubba. They
Got
have
a show 5
days
days a
but
week.
they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one, and that's how we get the podcast. The podcast. The podcast. Big D and Bubba's podcast. The podcast. The podcast. Big D and Bubba's podcast.
Podcast.
I like y'all's show.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, well, all right.
I appreciate that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the thing that just had a song telling you what it was. And, the more I listen to that opening jingle, the more it has it aged? It's aged well, you think?
I don't know why.
I'm just asking.
I think it has.
I feel like it has kind of. I'm kind of.
Do you think it's stale? Do you think it sounds dated?
I mean, first off, it's goofy, but
Right, so that's why I think it's
it stands out.
fine.
Yeah. Do we sing along? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
perfectly passable.
Yeah, okay.
Perfectly passable.
Perfectly passable.
Wow. Would you
of course.
judge your men that way? Would you say, he's perfectly passable?
Most people wouldn't, but I would.
Yeah, Carson would.
Carson's back in the dating world. Have you gone on a date yet?
No, I've got like two guys who have both asked me out in the last 2 days,
Expressed interest.
and I
What happened? Off of the dating app?
no guys I know IRL.
In
real
real
life.
life.
Thank you. Everyone said that.
Yes.
I
So
was thinking TRL for some reason. You said that,
Yeah.
I'm going TRL.
I am not Carson Daly.
Oh, you're the other Carson.
Yes.
We like you more.
When I used to do nights, somebody called me Carson Nightly once. I thought that was cute.
That is
I
cute.
get it. That
yeah,
is nice.
that was cute. That was cute.
Okay, so about these guys.
Oh yeah. What about them?
Okay. Do we know
They're
them?
male.
One you might, the other one you definitely don't.
Is the one that we might know in the industry
Yeah. So
in records?
in records,
Records.
he's spinning the vinyl. No, he's in the radio
Broadcasting?
part of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I know
Okay.
who this is.
So
Uh huh.
yep. So anyway,
He reached out to you.
yeah.
What
That's
you gonna do?
exciting.
Is it okay? I
What do you
mean,
mean,
it's
is
It's
it?
about as exciting as the jingle, I guess.
perfectly passable.
So
No,
where are you guys gonna go? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. He actually reached out and said he wanted to go out in like 2 weeks or something because he's got stuff going on. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let me know when that clears up, whatever you got going on. The other one has sent me no less than 18 possibilities of times that we could go out, and I have not replied to him yet.
Okay, so that's nice, though.
It is, it's
not
very
only is he
nice.
trying, he's giving you
He
the
is. He's a
schedule, and he's saying, I'm available these
he's a
days.
Very lovely gentleman.
That's the guy who's been turned down a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, how about this day?
Right.
Okay,
And I'm
how
like,
about this one? Knowing that there's no way.
Here's 12 days that you get to pick from.
Yeah, I don't know which one has the drummers drumming, but I'm gonna see about that one. So
Wow.
yeah, so we'll see.
Exciting.
Yeah, I've got some. When I say I have other stuff going on, I don't mean like I'm just so busy. Nobody's that busy, right? Like I can absolutely reply to a text. I'm just trying to be gentle. I'm trying to be nice in my reply.
Okay.
So
Well, that'd be a first.
I know. Look at me. Look at me. I'm turning over a new leaf.
You know, every time I hear that song, I think of you.
Which one?
She's a man eater.
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh
Every time.
yeah. Well, you know, I am.
And it's
trying-
fascinating. I think Bubba and I have talked about it privately, so we just didn't expect. I don't know that it's like you're a different person sometimes.
The amount of people that I've known through the course of my adulthood who say, you know, it's always how do you not have a boyfriend? They go, I've known you so long, and there's never really a plus one. They go, you just seem like, I don't know, that somebody would want to be with you. And I go, yeah, they're not the problem.
No.
You know, so, and I go, and the thing is, I've done a lot of introspection on myself and realized that some of the longer relationships I had, I settled for much less than I should have.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that person anymore.
All right.
So that's why I'm not settling for, and I don't mean like, oh, you must be like, you know, a 12 out of 10. I'm not talking looks even, just talking the way I'm treated, the way you treat yourself, the way you treat people, right? Like it really needs to be worth both our time. and I don't want to go for less or be treated than less than I should be.
It's really hard out there, man. You have no idea. Like, it's crazy world. And then you have people that present themselves one way.
That is the
And
thing.
I'm not even talking about filters. I'm talking about just they completely will mislead you and make you think that, oh, this is a perfectly sane person.
Yeah.
But they know that you're going to find out, right?
They're hoping that you are so on the hook at that point that you can't wiggle off. That something else you've been lured in. I'm
Yeah,
just going
in
to keep
other words-
going with fishing, but
Yeah,
that's what it is.
They want you to fall in love, so you put up with it.
That you put up with it. Yeah. I think back a guy boyfriend that I was with for 2 years, and what my thunderbolt moment was that I had every time he would send me a really cute like text message, I would forward it to a folder in my email account. And about a year into our relationship, and I was like, man, I felt like I was chasing this guy. And I happened to stumble upon that folder, and I went through the text messages, and I go, where is this guy? This is the guy that made me fall for him. This is the guy that, where has this guy been for the last 8 months? And that was the point. He wasn't there anymore. So
That's weird.
What was he doing that he stopped doing?
Oh, well, a lot of other women. So he was, I found out he was cheating. Yeah, I found out he was a bit of a cheater. He had a little fidelity problem. But that was the thing that, but at the time I was so blind and didn't, I didn't think that he was going to be that guy that did that, but he did. But also that when his affections turned toward chasing that next woman, what he had turned on me, he was now putting into them. And so that's why I was getting less and less. And because I was so attached to what it had been, again, when I fell for you, you keep chasing that feeling and you're just grasping for any sort of affection or,
Little things.
thought.
a
It just,
little-
it's just straight up.
Little
And
notes or
so
whatever.
that's when I looked at it and went, oh my gosh, this was the guy.
Yeah.
This guy ain't him anymore. So that's why it's a matter of looking at things like that and realizing that, but it doesn't make it any less of a heartbreak because at least for me, I was like, so crazy about this guy. And it's hard. It's hard to get over because the only person that can make you feel better immediately.
Cocaine.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll
That's
try
not a
that next
person,
time.
though.
But yeah, that's the thing. That again, after a couple of months, you get over it, you move along. But in the immediacy, in the it's Lady A, like I'm all alone and I need you now. It's drunk and whatever it is, and you're looking for. That's the only person that can immediately change your brain chemistry. And I had to learn, like, no, you don't need that right now.
Yeah, it's 1:15.
Yes, that's the line I was looking for, and I could not. I was like, wait, is it 2? Is it 2 o'clock? Is it 3 a.m.?
What time is
What
it?
are they?
It's a
Shoot.
quarter or something.
Where are they?
You're drunk.
Call a
You
quarter.
just-
No, that's not it.
Call a quarter.
Yep. Here's a
man.
quarter.
Hey, so I was thinking about this. Do you remember when I wrote the jingle for that other thing? You were talking about the jingle theme. I'm going to run this by Carson. I wanted to do a podcast. And Big D was like, yeah, I don't know. And Patrick was with us at the time. He was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. He said, but the jingle's great. The idea was I was going to...
You already know her answer to this.
No, I was going to go into... It was going to be several different things. I
Just
didn't
play
know
it.
what was.
Just hear it.
Okay, hold
It
on.
is a great song.
That's it. At this point, that's when you go, okay, welcome to the show, everybody.
Oh, there's no lyrics?
Yeah, it is.
No, there is. You don't even know what it is
Yeah,
yet.
the whole thing was
Here
it was
we go.
going to be. I had several concepts for it. One of them was to go to a restroom and sit in a stall and then just interview random
out.
people when they came in. So the podcast was going to be called Poopin'.
This was the podcast.
Written and
now
composed
it's
by
over.
yours truly.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Sketchy, though.
It was very great.
It's, yeah.
Hi, welcome to the podcast or the Poopcast.
So your idea was to sit down and you're just going to talk to like, hey man, what's up?
I thought that'd be really fun just to go and do random interviews with
For
people.
you only.
I know,
Nobody else would enjoy
I
it.
know.
What's wrong
That's
with
why.
you?
That's why I was like, okay, maybe this will get me shot, so I won't do that.
But you went so far as to compose a jingle. You
Yeah,
didn't
'cause-
realize right away that this was terrible.
He just wanted an excuse to make a jingle.
That could also be it too. That could
Wow.
also be
Isn't
it.
that how that senator got arrested?
And tapping his foot.
He's tapping that guy's foot at a airport.
Just tap it.
He's at an airport and he's tapping on some guy's foot. And I mean, and it was like,
How did I
yes.
not
Yeah.
know
Oh
this?
my
Oh my
Oh,
God.
this is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had tapped and Bubba's there like, hi,
Hey.
I have a podcast.
Well, welcome to pooping.
I like
So you're
y'all's show.
You're a senator. Tell me about that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So this guy, he
Sounds like pooping,
it's a.
not
I-
pooping.
if I recall, I'm just going to say how I think it was. It was a layover, and he was in some major city,
Yeah.
like Houston or Dallas, kind of deal, and was in the stall, men's room, and there's someone in the stall next to him. You know, you can see their feet or whatever, and he reached over and was tapping the guy's foot as like it's just a sign to like, hey,
Like
hey,
a symbol that
come
you're
on over.
available.
Yeah, I guess.
What?
And I don't know if the guy
It
he
was Minneapolis, St. Paul.
That's
I'm on
it.
the wiki. I thought it was I did too. Yep.
Go ahead. And it was it a cop that he foot,
Let's see.
or did that guy leave and go find a cop? I don't know. Why would you do
So wait,
that?
okay, he tapped his foot. Why would somebody go get a cop if he tapped his
Because
foot? Or did he
that
say things to
is-
go along with it?
Okay. Yes, the police officer sat in the bathroom stall as part of an undercover operation investigating complaints of this happening in the restroom. About 13 minutes after sitting in the stall.
Wait. So there are other people doing this?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
much so that they had a
They had to do
undercover
a sting.
sting.
They had to do a whole sting operation.
go ahead. I'm sorry,
So
Emma.
he entered the stall to the left of the officer.
to
The
his
police-
left.
Yep.
As you're looking at okay, I got you.
He tapped his right foot. I recognized this. This is the officer's words. I recognize this as a signal used by persons wishing to engage in lewd conduct. He tapped his toes several times and moved his foot closer to my foot. The presence of others did not seem to deter him as he moved his right foot so that it touched the side of my left foot, which was within my stall area. He then proceeded to swipe his left hand under the divider. He came in with the palm up, and it said his palm was facing upward.
And that's when they slapped the cuffs on him?
Yep. The officer showed Craig his police identification beneath the partition.
Oh, my
and the
gosh.
officer
You know
then
how
pointed
great
his
that must have
finger
been?
to the restroom exit. The guy said no, but he ultimately complied. Yeah. he
Do you know
sure
how
did.
great that would have been?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden this guy's over there trying to cop a feel, literally cop a feel, or is it feel a cop? I don't know.
Hey.
But then all of a sudden the little ID drops down
Ah.
and he's like,
Oh, he got Chris Hansen.
Oh, he
Why don't you
did.
take a seat right there? Oh, you're already sitting. It's fine.
Welcome to the podcast. Today we're talking with Officer
Johnny McFeely.
of the Minneapolis Airport Police.
I like y'all's show.
Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing.
So what happened to it was a senator, right?
Yeah, it was a senator, Idaho, I believe.
No, he
What it
was.
said. Hold on, I have to
If
reopen
he
the
had
wiki
done
page.
that, it probably wouldn't have the problem.
Wow. Okay. Response to the arrest. I'm trying to see like if he denied wrongdoing.
Have y'all ever had someone touch you like that?
No.
First off, I don't
No,
go.
no,
I don't
no,
do
no.
that in a public place at all. Like
He entered a
that-
I have to
guilty
go to the
plea
bath. I
to a
have to go
lesser
home.
charge of disorderly conduct.
I'm sorry.
He pled guilty to disorderly conduct.
What does that mean?
That they
That he pled
basically-
down.
Yeah, they.
Is he still a senator? No, of course he is.
I know, right?
I was going to say, why would he not?
Yeah.
Why would he not be?
And he's
So-
on like all the what do they have? The little
All the
committees?
subcommittees.
Hey, there is a new Chris Hansen thing coming out.
Oh.
that has. I think it's like pedophiles.
I wish
think.
that show. I think if that show would have stayed on, we wouldn't have as big a pedophilia issue as we do now because it would have scared people. That show was fantastic.
Well, there were things where guys would be like, I know who you are. Like
Yeah.
he would walk out and they would instantly go,
Oh,
oh
the
yeah.
face falls. They're like,
the
oh,
recognition.
No, it
That's
happened.
about the second or third season.
There's a lot of guys on YouTube and TikTok who have though taken it up and do it grassroots, and
Yeah.
they film it.
Are those the ones who like chase the people
Yup.
in
Yeah.
stores?
Oh
and
yeah.
all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
I don't know. It just seems so dangerous. Like, man.
Oh,
you
to
just,
Batman it to totally
Yeah,
vigilante.
no, I agree. I
No, and you
wouldn't.
get someone in a corner like that, and
You get
Yeah.
a rabid dog in the
Yeah.
corner.
that's
it's
the thing.
gonna
They've
bite.
lost everything. There's nothing left to lose.
I'm surely they have that planned out or
You
something.
think? Yeah, I hope so. But
Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm,
wild. It's wild.
I like y'all show.
Bubba's over there tapping someone's foot.
Hey, Breakin' is today. Breakin' is today.
Breaking.
Who's that? You, Bubba? Stop that. Sorry. Breakin' is happening at the Olympics. The first round happened already this morning. I'm sure it'll replay tonight. I enjoy that.
Did you see who won on the first round?
I just
Who
saw
moves up?
it was something. I think she's from India, maybe,
Oh,
and she did really well.
The
There
best
aren't many.
breaker?
It's like opening, like it was like the first.
yeah.
so,
I've
yeah,
seen Team
in the-
USA. They've been all over the news stuff this last week. They've been doing a lot of interviews, and one of the girls is actually from New York City, which is cool because that's where it originated, is the Bronx. But it just feels like if this is the first time it's going to be in the Olympics, it would be a shame if USA didn't win.
Yeah.
'Cause
Well,
it's
it's just, that's the way I
ours.
feel with basketball. When we almost lost
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Serbia,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was losing my mind, and I lost some money. I was like,
There's a lot of crazy going
oh
on with
man,
that.
and it
Why
got
did you bet against us?
No.
Okay.
No, but you know, when you're doing the point spread and
No,
all
I
that
know,
kind
I
of
know.
All
stuff.
that stuff, it was like getting
Okay.
way out of hand.
Okay.
And then it was like,
I was-
and then I went the other way, and then I got burned by that because they came back.
I was so upset because I was gonna. Big D was. I missed my window to put my bet in, and it was like halftime, and he's like, "Dude," and for some reason I could not get it to place. I'm like, "What is going on?" I was so
Glad you
mad, and I
didn't.
was gonna vote. I was gonna put the money on USA. But the weird thing is even at halftime when we were down 13 points or something silly, we were still the favorites.
By far.
So
Yeah.
they knew. Yeah, it was still like a 5.5 point. What did it end up? It was 5.5 points at halftime or whatever. And I was like,
I think it was 5.
So I was going to bet that America was going to come back, but we were still the favorites. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to bet on that. I mean, there's no
payout. Will.
yeah, there's no payout. I'm like, that's dumb. And I'm glad I didn't
yeah, I'd be glad
because
you
they
didn't.
did win, and I would have looked silly
Oh, you already look silly.
every day.
I ain't gonna lie.
Every day.
If I could bet on the little league baseball games, I would. Absolutely.
That doesn't surprise me. And what does
And I
surprise
would-
me is that you can't.
Oh, and
I thought you would have found a way.
crush. I would crush it. I can look at a kid on the mound and go, coach's kid ain't gonna last. If he gets you shake him up with a couple of dings and he's done.
How is it that some of those kids are very they
Mature
don't
looking.
No. Like they don't belong on the team.
because they don't. Because all right, I would give you a little.
BTS.
Because whenever
Yeah,
when
all
you're
right, so-
watching the game, like I'm not going to say anybody who might be coming up to bat at this very moment or anything, but there's some kids that just don't look like they
Looking at you,
belong
Nicholas.
in the World Series kind of thing.
All right, so the way the Little League organization is run, they do this. Little League is all across America and in little areas where you can't be on that team unless you live within that area of that ballpark.
Okay.
And they have maps. And so they know exactly if you don't have the right address, if you don't come in the lines, you can't be on that team. But some teams have pushed to have that boundary expanded so that it encompasses a larger group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then they actively recruit them. And they're recruiting travel ball players. Travel ball, you only have to play 50% of the games during the summer to make it, to be eligible to play on the all-star, quote-unquote, all-star game team.
Okay.
So these travel ball players who are on weekends going in Atlanta and all these big events and big tournaments, they're playing on the weekend, and then the Little League games are on during the week. So like Tuesday, usually like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So they can get those 50% of the games in.
Oh.
So then at the end of the season, they're like, hey, guys, you made the all-star team. And it's a mix of kids that are what you're talking about and these travel block guys. And the travel block guys are going to be better. I mean, they just play more, better training. They're just better players. And
Their moms and dads love them more.
Yeah, that's right. And so they get mixed in with them, and so that's why. And like you'll see some teams, I'm gonna say, there are some teams that are like you're just like, is there any like rec kids on this team at all?
Yeah, because they all look like college kids.
They got like mustaches, and
They're 12 years old, and they're just grown men.
Slinging it. This kid on Florida, dude, he was throwing like 75. You're 12. I can't throw 75. I couldn't throw 60, I bet. And these kids are over there just dominating. But it's not as bad as what they do in China. In China and Japan, they are selected from the country. They have a roster, and then they leave their family, and they train with the coach and the team, and they live together. They train together, and they do their schoolwork together, and then they compete against us, who just
That's how
do it
gymnastics
together.
and figure skating used to be. I think it's similar now, but it was really back in the day when there was the like Russia and Romania domination. It was straight up like you were plucked out of your house at 8 years old,
Yep.
That's what
and
they
you
do.
were going to live.
That's what you're going to do.
That's
This is
what
what
they
you
do in
do.
the
Rollies.
Dominican too, right? Isn't that Dominican Republic?
Dominican
does that?
Republic does it, yes, for baseball. Yep.
Yeah, they'll go and you basically
You
that's
live with a
your
coach.
job.
It's your coach.
Yeah.
And you live with a coach, and
Yep.
a lot of them will live at the ballpark.
Well, they do that with World Soccer, where these kids sign up to the academies of these huge organizations, and like they're basically starting at the age of 10.
You pull up like IMG Academy.
Yeah,
IMG, do y'all know what that is? You do?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, IMG Academy is a sports. It's in Sarasota. It's a sports high school. It's like going to. You remember those movies that are like where you go and you have superpowers, and you go to the superpower high school, and they teach you how to fly better. Or
Professor X.
Yeah, that's right. Same thing, but it's for sports, and so they have all of them, all the sports, and it's $100,000 tuition a year.
Should we have a sports Hogwarts?
We have a sports.
It's Hog Sports.
It's Hog Sports. It's called. There we go.
Welcome to Hog Sports.
IMG Academy, and it's unbelievable. It's better than. It's incredible. But it's the hopes of you send your kid off. They have a boarding school, and they send them off there so that they can get their high school diploma. But really, so they can get a good deal, get a good college, a good, and then they get paid with NIL. It's not just going pro anymore. If you can make money in college, make money in college. So
I'm making more than Dad.
Yeah. Well, after Dad pays $100,000 for you to go, but there's so much money in youth sports now, and it's getting into like all. It used to be like the big ones, football, basketball, baseball, but now it's all these offshoot sports, even like pickleball stuff. They have pickleball there at IMG now.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Is that going to be like
Do
a
kids
pro
play
sport?
pickleball?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is it going to be
Yeah.
a pro sport in the future?
Oh yeah. It's they already talking about it's going to be in the Olympics. Won't be for LA. It'll probably be the next one.
Wow.
But it might be for LA.
Wow.
That's 4 years away. I was watching the Olympics the other day, and the guy goes, "Well, it's so great. These athletes that come out here, and then hopefully they can come back here in a couple of years." I'm like, "Well, it's actually 4.
Yeah.
It's 4 years. Olympics every 4 years."
Yeah. So, couple, not quite, but all right.
So is America going to get the gold or not? Because I'm talking
Basketball?
about in basketball, yeah.
Yeah, we'll beat France. Isn't it France we play? Yeah, we'll beat France.
And that'll be for the gold medal?
Yep.
yeah, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll beat France.
So
In Paris and again
in their house.
in their house, eating their food.
This is my house.
They do have a unicorn on their team, though.
Yeah, they got one guy, Victor, and he's
It's a guy with a horn.
No, he's unbelievable. He's
He's
7
like
foot 1.
He's like 7'3".
Yeah.
And he has.
I can play like a guard.
I don't watch basketball. I haven't watched basketball in years. Like, I used to watch it all the time. My son used to play, and then he quit. And then I was like, he was the only reason I ever watched basketball.
You still watch basketball. You've got Belmont tickets.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
like pro
pros.
ball.
I don't watch NBA anymore.
I don't watch NBA either. I used to, but like I haven't watched it like since
Oh my gosh, my parents.
Michael
watch.
Jordan.
No. Oh my god, my mother. You want to get in the basketball season? That's the first thing we got on the phone. She starts talking about the Cavaliers.
I started watching again with the Warriors and Steph Curry and their run they had, and I tuned back in for that because it reminded me of the Bulls back in the 90s, and then I kind of faded away.
Steph Curry had a great game yesterday, man.
He had like 17 by the half, right?
I don't know how many he had, but
That
it's
number
cool because
popped up again. That's how I remembered it.
he's at this is his last Olympics, and before at the opening ceremonies, he was one of the guys they were interviewing. It's kind of like a representative, and he was like, this is it. To have a chance to play in the Olympics. This is like we've won every championship. You've done all the things but not many people can say they have an Olympic gold medal. Like, that's true. So.
It's
And
way
LeBron.
cool.
This will be LeBron's final one, too.
Well, I don't know,
and
man.
I don't know either.
From what I'm
God, he looks
understanding, he's
unbelievable.
carrying us still. So, I mean.
How old is he? 39?
39. He's a New Year's Eve baby, so whenever the year resets, he ages 1 year.
So a 43-year-old LeBron could still be on the team.
Yeah,
He looks
could.
so good,
Okay,
even at
so
39.
do you have to be? Do you have to be in the NBA at this
No.
point? I mean, could you be a retired player? And like, wouldn't it be cool to see like our retired dream team come back one time and they compete for? We make up our own nation, the nation of whatever it is.
Awesomeness.
Of
The nation of
awesomeness.
dreams.
Dream Nation.
And they're the dream team. And they come back and they all play one more Olympics.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty neat.
It's like Wild Hogs of basketball. I love that movie.
Wild Hog. I've never seen
I
it.
was like, wow, D saw another movie?
Man.
Who's in it?
Tim Allen's in that, right?
Tim Allen's in it. Also, the guy,
I always think of George Strait for some reason, and I know he's not.
The
But
guy
it's
who kinda
because the
looks like-
Cowboys Like Us, the song, just seems like what they're doing, just taking this big ride.
yeah, it's like a bit, yes.
That's exactly what it is.
It's a good movie. I can't think of who else. The guy is in there. Hey, I'm trying to help you here. I really am. Just hear me out now. He's kind of nerdy guy.
That was a nerdy voice?
Nah, it was
Never
not.
would have guessed.
Anyway, Wild Hogs. Look it up. You got Google.
So I'm working here. Patrick will hate this one day whenever he hears what I'm about to do. So I took the magic of AI, and let's see if this is kind of like a little.
Big deal, mama, that they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their minds. So they have an extra one.
What do you think, Carson?
And that's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the podcast.
Is this Shakira?
It's kind of supposed to be somewhat like that.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week.
No, let's go to, I like Bossa Nova, like you're on the beach in Brazil.
I love this movie.
That's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the podcast.
Okay, maybe not that
so
version.
I don't
creepy.
love
It's
that one as much.
creepy.
Bubba, they have a show
Nope.
5 days a week.
Nope.
But
That's
they don't
weird.
get to say everything.
Oh, it's like they don't have a soul.
That's
Right.
on their mind.
So,
No.
What is that?
Have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their
Kinda
mind,
down for
so
this.
they have an extra one.
It's like the Tejano version.
an extra
That's how we get the podcast, the podcast.
fuck
All
yeah.
right, let's
If
see.
we're
might
gonna do
be
that,
that.
we'll call Raul.
That's my favorite one.
Show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind.
It's like
so they
Robo
have
Grass.
an extra
Yeah.
one. That's how we get the podcast, the podcast.
All right, let's see.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say.
No. This is supposed to be, I typed in college football.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days.
That does not feel like college football.
They have a show 5
that's
days
terrible.
a week, but they don't get to
Okay,
I
yeah,
had
I
some
think
help.
I think we absolutely.
I was gonna say it sounds like
We have to stick with the Patrick version because it's a classic.
Yeah,
and
you're right. You're right. Can't change it.
One more take at the old college. We're going to give it one more college try because none of that felt like actual college. And here we go.
They have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on
How is this
their mind.
college? I was hoping like maybe for football season.
Having
D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week,
That
but they
should
don't
be it.
get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one. And that's how we get the podcast.
Man, that's pretty high.
No, it's not.
Podcast.
It's not. Sorry.
You don't
Appreciate the
have to
effort.
like everything, Bubba.
A
Good
for-
effort.
A for
Good job.
A for-
Good job.
I did not like everything. Not at all.
You just said that was hot. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure
I
I'm
like
judging
y'all
you.
show.
Well, anyway,
I like y'all show.
watch some Little League action today. You get all the regionals are happening today, so there's tons of them on.
Is this an instrumental?
D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one.
No.
And that's how we
Dun,
get
dun,
the
dun, dun,
podcast.
dun. Just to think that a computer is randomly making this crap.
They have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their minds. So they have an extra one.
I mean,
That's
technology.
the best one. I'm not even joking out of that group.
The podcast, the podcast, the podcast.
Well, I did one for Carson. It's boy band.
That's how we get the podcast, the podcast. So Big D and Bubba, we can one. And that's how we
Is that
get
a
the
boy band?
podcast.
This is like post 2010 boy band.
Let's see one.
Have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get
Is this
to say
O-Town?
everything that's
This is
on their
Together.
mind.
Together?
There was a fake boy band that had an MTV show, and it was hysterical. And honestly, they had some bops.
They have a show 5 days a week.
Ariana Grande.
Oh, yes. Barbara Streisand version is pretty great.
They don't get to say everything that's on their
Okay. Yeah. I say we stick with what we have.
But you're right. The technology, even to have
Yeah.
that, I know it's
All
not, they're
those
not great.
options just get
That's
spit out.
and it's just going to get better and better and better.
Garrett,
Facts.
say a word, like a style of music.
R&B.
R&B. Ballad, or do you want like a banger?
Banger.
All right. So that's literally all I typed was R&B banger. And now it takes about 30 seconds. You get different. I mean, yes. The fact that you can do that. You look at what they did with the Olympics with, what's his name? The announcer dude.
Al Michaels.
Al Michaels.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Al Michaels got to call another Olympics, and he didn't even have to watch a single second of it.
Bro
That's
got
amazing.
paid.
show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything is on their mind, so they have an extra one. And that's how we get the podcast, the podcast.
Let's try the other version. It gives you two versions.
But they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one.
It's going to get better. I mean, it sounds very computery and warbly, I think is a good term. Over time.
Yeah, but if I turned over to a radio station and that was playing, I'd be like, oh, okay. I guess that's what we're playing now. All right. Like,
let's do Pirate Shanty.
I wouldn't know better.
What is it? Pirate Sea Shanty?
It's just sea shanty.
All right. And this will be the very last one. I promise that I do. It's going to generate two versions of a podcast sea shanty, and which I still think we should bring back because that was a good era in America during the 2020.
During COVID.
Yeah.
That was a great time, yeah.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the shanties.
Fantastic.
Big D and Bubba, they have a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind, so they have an extra one. And that's how we get the podcast, the podcast, the
It's not bad.
podcast. a show 5 days a week, but they don't get to say everything that's on their mind. So they
It's like a German rock shanty.
Speed metal.
It's like the Dropkick Murphys have entered our podcast chat.
Oh, that would be awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to go and enjoy my weekend watching the Olympics, and I'm going to tune in. When do we play the France game? Is that today,
Sunday.
tomorrow, Sunday?
Sunday.
There's a fly in our room, in our building. I'm sorry, I get distracted.
You got
I
distracted?
know,
Done.
ADD
No
kid.
way.
But yeah, so I'm going to go do that, and that's going to be my entirety of my weekend.
Well, good.
And you guys?
Enjoy it.
Carson's going to maybe
Oh, I got a baseball
accept a
game
date.
tonight. So
Baseball game, nice. With a guy?
no,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's an alumni night. So
The guy
yeah.
who gave you 15 options?
I mean, yay for him. But no, I'm going with a friend of mine.
God, I saw that fly now. Thanks for
Yeah.
mentioning
You
that.
see it?
Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was my cataract.
I tried to kill it, but like, they fly off. But oh, here he is.
That's what flies do.
It's in their name.
This was the podcast.
I like your show.
This was the podcast. But now it's over, but that's okay, 'cause you can listen to the regular show on the radio.
Yes.
Every day. It was the podcast.